liian tästä tavaraa.
Kato, se meni pois.
Joo, ja vittu vaakista lähti. Pikkusen kun näytti keppiä siihen, heti lähti tuulemaan.
So, in the first episode we're taking a look about how to make a fire. Because making a fire is essentially the basic skill that everybody needs to know, whether they're hunting or just outdooring or surviving. We're gonna take a look at a few different ways and what you need to make a fire from scratch.
When I used to be a survival instructor in the Finnish Air Force, we always taught the pilots and the survivors that heat is one of the most essential things you need to have, and that's why you need to have a capability of making a fire. And the most robust way to make a fire is to use the fire stick or fire steel, whatever you call it. First, before making a fire, select a suitable place, remove the soil, the very top soil of the ground to prevent it from burning, and then gather some rocks or something material which is not flammable to make a circle around the fireplace.
And after you have the good spot prepared, what you need to do is you pick something that's easily flammable or easy to start a fire with. So basically there are certain types of trees that have a great bark for it. For example, in Finland, birch is a great tree. The bark of birch burns even if it's a little wet. And then the dry lower branches of spruce is also great.
Use your knife to get small chips or to scrape the wood in order to make kind of dust which is easily flammable. Then you need to have a lot of small branches, dry branches, larger one, and then also if you have very large branches, you need to split them in half, because a round branch doesn't burn very well, it needs to have edges.
The more edges you have, the easier it is to get the wood to burn, so that's why we also made this traditional Finnish thing called kiehinen. I don't know what's that in English. If somebody knows, please comment. And those are a very good way to get the fire started.
Okay, this is how to use the fire steel. You can scrape the fire steel with your knife, or there is usually a piece of metal that you can use which is attached to the stick, or then you can use even a shovel, an axe, or whatever which have a sharp edge that you can scrape, and use the dull edge of the knife because you don't want the blade to become dull.
Depending on whether you're just trekking outdoors or hunting or surviving, there's a few different types of fire you need to make. Sometimes you need to make a well-concealed fire, and that's why you can use the Dakota fire pit, for example. And then again, if you're surviving and you try to get someone to rescue you, you would like to make a fire that produces as much smoke as possible, because basically no one can see the fire, but everybody can see the smoke. And then if you're just trying to stay warm, it's a good idea to place yourself between the fire and some reflecting surface, for example a bedrock or something that's behind you, so it covers you from wind, but it also reflects some of the heat from the fire back to you.
Here we have a cooker which you can use by burning small branches on it, and this is very handy for cooking small amounts of food, like you have a pot or a small kettle. This stove, this cooker can be dismantled and mantled, and you can fit it even to your thigh pocket in your combat gear or your trekking trousers.
Knowing how to make a fire is an essential skill everywhere in the world, because of the heat and for drying your clothes and cooking food and so on. But especially important it's up here in the north, because even during the summertime there's always a risk of hypothermia. So up here you really need to know how to make a fire.